Okay, so I'm doing a late afternoon hike up the Bean Peak trails. There's the ascent trail allows hikers, but you have to go up and back down the same way, which is fine. The cyclists, mountain bikers have to only use this trail for the uphill, for the ascent, and then they have to go downhill on the other trails that are meant to be one way in the downhill direction. So it's pretty nice. Saw a couple bikers. I had lunch with my friend Annette today and just getting a quick hike in before going home. Hello.
Hi there, how
Have
are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
So we're coming up to the second hub. So this is phase one, and it was completed in May, I believe. I'm trying to remember. But anyway, so these other trails here are one way, and this is the hiking and uphill biking trail only. And I'm heading down in the one trail I'm allowed to be on. So there's 3 hubs right now. So that was the second. If you go to the third hub at the top of phase one, I think it's, God, my memory, I want to say like 3.5 miles. Yeah, something like that.
Hello.
A couple more bikers. Figured why not get them in my video, make it a little bit more interesting. They are working on phase 2. On my start, I noticed there was some equipment, and they are starting to create phase 2 down by the parking lot. Looks interesting. The map on the website shows that it will eventually go up above the third hub of phase 1. So yeah, and then I think there's going to be a phase 3 if they can get the funding. So lots of donations come in. I donated on the first phase, small donation. Haven't donated on the second phase yet. Gotta take a look at the budget. But as you can see, these trails are awesome because they pretty much removed all the rocks. I mean, there's so many mountain bike trails up here, but it's pretty rocky in a lot of places. So this is what makes it so pleasant here, because you don't have to deal with, the kind of rough rockiness you might find on some of the other trails. So, and of course, when you're going downhill, the gravity flow, the one-way downhill, it's such a hoot. They built in ramps, and I don't really know all the terms. Flat tops, I guess, is one of them. Yeah, here comes somebody else. Hi. So anyway, I'll have to upload this on YouTube because it'll be too long to put a raw video on Facebook. That's okay. Just like hear myself talk. No, it's really nice this time of day. It's probably about, 3 o'clock, something like that. I went to Wildflower with Annette. I met her through Cat Rescue. We get together about every other month. We hadn't gotten together for lunch since July. So, yeah, it was good to see her and catch up. I really only have like 3 friends in this area. It's been really hard to meet people, and partly my own fault, but my one biking friend, Patrick, right now he's got something else that he needs to focus on, so he's not riding. And I'm hoping to get back to riding, but I have to take it super slow. My back's been bothering me, so I got to figure that out from an old climbing accident, but luckily it doesn't bother me when I hike. And then my other friend Sherry, who I met through climbing, lives in Prescott Valley, and I saw her and her friends about a week and a half ago. They invited me to tag along for some climbing. So I can't do that very often because of my foot condition, but it's so nice to get out once in a while, and it reminds me of the social life I used to have. But she's super busy and she's got a lot of friends in the scene, so that's why we don't get together as often, but it's fun. I do enjoy hanging out with her, and she has asked me to go for a couple camping trips, but there was always something that got in the way. Like one time there was the weather and like these crazy lightning and rainstorms in May, which was so unusual. And then another time I was supposed to meet her up at Mingus Mountain, and then there was a fire. And then the last time my back was bugging me, and I'm like, there's no way I can sleep in a tent. So yeah, I mean, she's tried, believe me, I give her credit for that, but one of these days, I keep saying this winter I got to get her out to Kofa. She's never been there, which is kind of amazing, and we could do like, maybe a 2-night trip. For me it's only a 2.5 hour drive, and that's where I usually meet Karen, who comes from San Diego. It's a halfway point, and I've done 2 trips there with my San Diego friends. But yeah, I'm hoping I can get Sherry out there. That way I can finally go on a little camping trip with her, and hopefully Sandy will be okay. It means that our kitty, and it means that Tony's gonna have to give her meds. It's not that big of a deal. You just crush up the pill, you put it in, mix it in her food, and she's been pretty good about it. So we'll see what happens. I had said I was going to try to meet more people in 2025, but I don't know. It's hard up here. Ideologies are so different. I won't go into it. But hi.
Hi there.
Another biker. But yeah, and there's like a lot of people in this area that I noticed, like especially with Facebook comments on the Prescott page, that how much they hate people from California. Not that I'm, like afraid of them or anything, but it's like, who wants to deal with that, Like, what if you meet someone and try to strike up some sort of friendship, and next thing you know, they're telling you how they hate people from California, which translates to, I hate liberals, pretty much. Oh, well, I do think I want to try to volunteer for United Animal Friends, because they have sponsored the spay and neuter surgeries for the feral cats for our TNR project, and I can't thank them enough. We couldn't have done it without their sponsorship, and so I think it'd be nice to give back and volunteer, and I don't know exactly what capacity. They always need someone to do something like walk the dogs or play with the cats. I mean, I really should get involved with the TNR part, but I know it might be too big of a commitment. So I'm coming to hub number 1, and from hub number 1, it's about another mile back, and got a bicyclist here. There they go. Wow. I had bought some new tires for my mountain bike, and they're just sitting in the closet. because I haven't ridden hardly at all since June because it got so hot, and then July I went back to Connecticut, ended up getting COVID. So I think I'll try to get a few more rides in on the old tires. I mean, they're still good enough. It's just the new tires would give me a lot more traction, but I'm not in a rush because, yeah, I'm not sure how. I need a tune-up too. So when I'm ready to actually start trying to ride again, I mean, I'm going to try some, easy stuff to see how it goes. My back, it's back in 2007, the guy I was climbing with took a leader fall and a piece of gear pulled and he landed on me. And I've had problems with that area in my back on and off for the past 17 years, but it seems to be bothering me more often than it had before. And it's natural as you get older. I mean, what do you expect? You're getting a day older every time the sun goes around, So I'm just happy to be able to do what I can do. You can see trail down there. They did a really good job. All these switchbacks did such a phenomenal job creating these trails. Kind of left as much as they could of nature in place without cutting down too much stuff. So it'll be interesting to see how phase 2 turns out. I don't think it's going to be ready till the end of next year. I forget what their estimated timeline is. Anyway, this is like a 12-minute video. How funny. Well, it makes the time go by, and then I keep myself company. Now, usually I really enjoy solo hikes and bikes. It's like a meditation for me. And you can see and hear things that you may have missed, if you were with someone else talking and, socializing and not really seeing the trees for the forest. So this has been great. Well, I guess I'll end it. Getting back down. It's a beautiful afternoon. I wish I lived up in Prescott, to be honest, because I would be closer to this sort of stuff. I mean, I don't mind driving up the 89A. The 89, I'm sorry. But, it's 30 minutes to get to here. And, gas and wear and tear of the tires is a big deal. But, I do come up about 4 days a week, so I'm lucky to have access. I just wish I lived up here, because if I lived up here, maybe I could get involved with more stuff. There's some mountain bike groups that go out. Maybe, some groups with people my age. I don't know. There's just more options up here. But then again, when I get home, where we live, it's so quiet. You see so few cars. And I noticed today when I was coming back from the restaurant, man, the traffic in Prescott's gotten pretty bad. So, there's pros and cons of both. Where we live, we get 2 acres of land. We don't have hardly any cars coming up the street. It's pretty quiet. So, that's a huge plus. But if I live close, I could, jump on this trail in the evening like this, because it's so peaceful. And this time, it's kind of like twilight time, I'm sure this video is long and boring and kind of bumpy, but I just wanted to document my little adventure today. Feeling a little bit better since what happened on Tuesday. We just have to do our best and try to live with the consequences. We'll see what happens, but it could be pretty bad. But right now, I'm in the moment, and right now everything's perfect. We'll see what happens as time goes on, as January rolls around. I think the big day is what, January 20th, the inauguration. That'll be interesting. Not that I'm going to watch it, that's for sure. But anyway, right now it's peaceful. Alrighty, thanks for watching.